Hi, this is Tara, and I wanted to review the 2011 RMDS Championships with Ava. I want to talk about what I liked and what we will keep on working on. Ava was super good. She didn't spook at anything. She did what I asked when I asked. What we need to work on is quality, steady connection to the bit, and more sitting on the hind end. So, right where we should be at first level. So as you can see, I decided to enter the arena coming to the left because my first turn is to the left. So I always like to try to enter in, even though we halted X, I still have that bend set up in the body, and I'm prepared for that left hand turn. So we'll see how that works out. I can tell you coming into this halt, Ava ended up nice and square, but she was pulling on the bit a little bit. But still pretty good. So now we're heading out and we're getting ready to do our left hand turn. And then here we go. Off to the right. Have no idea why that happened, but it's good to go ahead and get the off course out of the way right away. So I can tell you that preparing Ava for this mentally, we probably warmed up for about 2.5, almost 3 hours. Basically, I just took her into the warm-up and we walked around on a long rein and just said, here we are, this is what's going on. And it was probably about 2 hours before she finally went and just really relaxed and decided that nothing was going to eat her. And we did little bits of warm up in between, and I practiced long rein to taking the contact up to long rein. So but this championship show is really just about getting Ava out there and doing it. So here we are in our first lengthening. I go into it slow because I want her to be nice and straight, but you can see she makes a big try for me. Her head pops up right at the end there as she's looking at who knows what. Coming around, you can see she's going ang, yang, yang, yang with the bit. I'm hoping that'll keep dissipating as she gets older. She's got a half thoroughbred, so she gets a little anxious about things. And I don't crank the noseband down real tight, so she can really probably move her mouth around more than she should. The leg yield, I didn't practice that enough. I did a lot from center line to the rail, but going from the rail to center line, she just didn't do that as well. She did the warm-up a much nicer leg yield. Here I definitely overshot my circle, so no excuses there. You should have good figures all the time, and that was my bad there. So I just need to practice my figures a little better. That was a better circle. And now we're doing a leg yield that we like, moving from the center line over to the rail, and that's a little easier to get, and I was pretty happy with that. She did that pretty obediently for me. Coming around, we're doing our stretchy circle. I was really pleased with this stretchy. So she probably could have her nose out. In an ideal stretchy circle, her nose would be stuck out in the front, but she was very consistent, and she went down and she stayed down almost the entire way. She popped up just a hair, but really good. Came to the walk right when I asked her. And one of the things I'm also very pleased with is watch her ears. They go out, but they're coming back and checking in with me a lot more. So here in the walk, I like that she's rhythmic and steady, but she is right on the edge of rushing, so she could just be a hair more relaxed and keep her head just a little bit down, but she really did stretch out nicely. So, I don't have a lot to complain about that. And I can tell you her back felt steady, she didn't have that tenseness that I was worrying about her jigging. So we're coming into the trot, and we're getting ready to do our canter, and she did it right when I asked. So, just the departure was good. What you can see here is we just need to keep working on the overall quality. She's not steady up. She wants to be a little more down in a lower position, so that's some strength. And then also I kept her haunches in. I just wanted to have her a little haunches in. We went a lot haunches in, but this was because she had a problem with flipping leads when she got tense. So I decided to go a little haunches in and take that score versus trying to keep her straight when I know that's not a discussion I was likely to win. So that's a little bit why I did it that way, and I was just more focused on getting her to cooperate and do what I asked. So that's kind of what's going on. So we definitely need to work on the quality of our canter. It's also a little hippy-hoppy and needs to be much more through her back. So here she stopped for the show ring a little abrupt, but I was very happy because she did it exactly when I asked. So I'll take that for where we're at in our stage of training. And here we are doing another circle. So you can see it's really obvious when we do a half halt and she comes up and then she goes back down. So this is overall developing that quality. And for me, developing my feel, I'm at that stage where, okay, I know it's not right and I'm still learning how do I fix it. And I guess that's this process we all have to go through as we're learning. Not a lot shown on the lengthenings. I could feel a change in her body though. So again, rather than pushing for more than I thought she could do or I could control, we just went with that. But definitely not enough shown for the arena. I was happy with the change of direction. She went and went straight. You know, she didn't do a leg yield back to the rail, so we went straight back to the rail. Stopped a hair early, but her ear stayed nice and level, so she didn't lose her balance and fall in the forehand for that. So here we are on a lengthening again, and ideally you'd come right out of the corner, bam. And it's not even to almost center line that I developed it, but that's where we were at. I was focused more on straightness versus going right from the get-go. So these are all the things that I'll learn as I get more show miles, and Ava will learn as we go. A little bit crooked in the halt, but it was nice and immobile. So we're